Hey guys, so I wanted to share this revelation that I got as I was watching this cooking competition last night. It was a tournament style competition, and the part of the competition that I caught was a young 20 something year old chef. I think his last name I think was Ferguson, up against a world renowned chef trained in France. Like, I was just like, I don't know if he's gonna pull this one off. Because I mean, this guy's resume was like amazing. So anyway, so they were going up against each other in this cooking competition. And what's amazing and also nerve-wracking, I could imagine for those in the competition, is that it doesn't even make sense to prepare, because the ingredients and the way you have to cook whatever thing they select, whatever thing is called a randomizer selects, like, you have no idea. And you have no idea how much time you're going to be given to cook the thing you don't know you're going to cook. So it's amazing. Very good. Very, very interesting show. So they turn the randomizer, like, it's a protein. What else? It's a protein. It's a style of cooking. It's like a vegetable, and then there's the timer, right? So they spin all of these wheels, and they have to make like catfish, use a fryer. I think they had to puree something. I don't remember all the details, but anyway, let me get to the point. So as they're cooking, right, and the chefs talk about what they're gonna make, I was caught off guard by the older, more experienced chef, because he didn't make the best use of the fryer, right? And so if you watch cooking competitions, you know, like, whatever specifications they make, like, it has to be notable. So if they want you to put like curry powder, they have to taste that curry powder. If they tell you to fry something, they want to know you fried something, right? So just to give you a little bit more information. So when I saw how he was going to use the fryer, I'm like, bro, I don't think you're going to win this. And that's kind of crazy, because you're the expert. Like, what are you doing? You ain't new to the rodeo. What's going on? Long story short, the younger, I wouldn't say a little less experienced in comparison to the older chef, he won, right? I think his name was Ferguson. He won the competition, right? And, the judges, they don't see, who's cooking what. They don't know. They're just tasting food and they're just scoring it. So they don't know who cooked what. They just don't know. They're just scoring the food based on like taste and presentation and stuff like that. Long story short, I'm saying that again. The younger chef won the competition. So here's the takeaway that I got, right? I'm observing the older chef, hearing his resume. I even Googled him to see like where his restaurants were, because I heard his restaurants were in New York. And I'm just like, bruh, like, how did you let dude knock you out of the competition like that? What I observed was that this older chef, he stayed so strictly in his lane of expertise and what he was good at and what he knew, right? Like, his dish looked like one of those French picturesque dishes that you would see in like one of them fancy magazines, right? But he didn't rise to the occasion of what he was being asked to do. Meanwhile, the younger guy, he was more flexible. He understood more and was more willing to yield, right? Not taking away from who he was, not taking away from his style of cooking, to rise to the occasion. So I say all of that to say, as entrepreneurs, right, we have to be able to quickly recognize when we need to pivot or when we need to adjust something in how we're doing business to rise to the occasion, because things change. And we recognize that last year with a pandemic, right? many of you know of businesses that closed. There's so many businesses that I support that are no longer in existence, right? And I'm not saying that not all of them could have figured out how to stay open. I completely understand that a lot of businesses, they just did not have a choice because of the completely unfavorable circumstances due to the lockdown. But I believe that a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of us, we're not able to weather the storms. We're not able to rise to the occasion and quickly recognize opportunities and draw on our strengths and recognize what we need to change and what we need to adjust. Not to say that you should completely change everything of how you do things and how you run your business, but recognize quickly in situations how you can pivot to make the best of the moment, right? In some instances, and this is one of my takeaways that I want you to get from this, if you're not able to pivot, if you're not able to adjust to the times, to the circumstances, to the season that you find yourself in, your expertise, your reputation, your years of knowledge may not be enough to save you, right? And so as the Business by Faith coach, right, in those circumstances where you find it difficult to figure out what to do, pray, right? Because we get so caught up in, all right, we rely on our worldly knowledge. We rely on our expertise. We rely on, who we know and what we know, people, who we can call and who we know in places of power or people that can make things happen. But sometimes we rely so much on those things that we forget to call on God, and God knows everything, right? And sometimes these situations that we find ourselves in that is requiring more of us and requiring us to pivot, those situations sometimes is God calling you to call on him, right? So just wanted to encourage you, and that's it.